Now there was one situation where a woman, I guess, seen you sleeping outside,
Oh,
and you spent the
downtown.
night, and her pimp came and was beating on her.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that story.
Well, that was just
How old were you at that point too?
16.
16.
Yeah, because the boys' home had kicked me out. He gave me a bus ticket and told me that way is to Detroit. Your parents live on this street. Of course, when I went there, I couldn't find my parents, so I was basically on the street for a while. And then this girl seen me always at nighttime. She said, "You always up here every night sleeping." I said, "Yeah." And I'd be sleep now if you wouldn't come over here bugging me, talking to him. She said, "I'm not trying to get in your business, little fella." I said, "Little?" Girl, I have you talking in tongues. She said, "Okay, cut it out. If you want to, you come and sleep at my apartment. I got an apartment around there on Cass." I said, "Okay, cool." That beat sleeping out here watching all these pigeons and all these bugs messing with me, not to mention the people that when they get on the bus, they be like, "Man, this bum is sleep." I don't want to say nothing. I ain't no bum. I just come down and sleep because this is the Grand Circus bus stop area, and I figure I just sit up in the corner and go to sleep. But they want to call me a bum and this and that. I pay that no mind. That's why I said words never hurted me. But she put me up in her place. I'm sitting up in there, and then her pimp, boyfriend, or whatever he was, her pimp, he comes in and told my girl, "Why you ain't out there getting me my money, this and that?" I'm laying on the couch. He can't really see me because I'm laid on the couch. Instead, nobody can see my head. So all of a sudden, I heard, pow, pow. I said, "Is that fool hitting her? He's slapping the dog mess out of her." So, of course, I stood up and said, "What the hell you think you doing? Look, what the hell is that? What he doing in here? And why he in here sleeping on your couch?" "Well, he didn't have no place to go." I said, "Yeah, man, you need to keep your hands to yourself." Talking about, you must don't know who I am." I said, "You must not know who I am." So he said a few more words, and the girl told me to stay out. I said, "No, baby, I can't. My mama have always told me to protect female. If a man got to put their hands on a female, he's a coward. Put your hands on me. Slap me." He pulls out his little Slim Jim. He tell her, "Go in the bedroom." So she go in the bedroom. I guess he thought he was gonna stick me or kill me. At that point, I had 380, and when he stepped a little closer, boom! I looked over at the bedroom door that's still shut. I said, "Okay." So I grabbed a blanket that she had gave me to sleep on, wrapped this bud up, tried to wipe. Uh, I tried to wipe. It's most of the blood up too, but I wiped it up. Drug him down the back stairs out to the garbage can and threw him in there. I said, "Okay." Now I go back in. She's still in the bedroom, so I clean up the rest of the mess. And I looked around. Said, "Okay, everything look clean." So she comes out. Where, where's Tyrone? I said, "He left." "What was that noise?" "What noise?" "Probably somebody outside busting firecrackers or shooting off." She said, "Huh. You all right? He didn't stick you?" I'm like, "No, he just told me basically to get out." So she goes on outside and she out there hustling, trying to get some more money for him. She come back and she sitting there waiting for him to come. He never come. Days on days, She got all this money piled up. She said, I don't know what's wrong. I haven't seen my man in several days. I was like, maybe he had one of the other girls. Of course, everything goes on, and that was the end of that. She finally just said, well, I said, don't worry about it. I'll protect you. So you want to be a pimp? I said, no. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to be that. I'll protect you. That means that I'll follow you around. If anybody try to mess with you, I'll protect you. And I did. After about 1 month of that, Tyrone never came back. So I was like, hey, he probably ran off from you girls because he probably found some other girls. She said, I don't care. What I'm supposed to do with this money? I said, it's your money. Spend it. She said, no, because all the other pimps talking about that she had to choose. I tell him, you tell him you ain't got to choose nothing, that I'm working with you. Of course, they did. Several of the pimps came to me talking about, who you think you is, little player? I said, I'm not a pimp. I'm a hustler. I'm protecting her. Then there was, what you call, like, you sure you want to go through it? I said, yeah. Now, what they didn't know is that I finally met back over with my friend, too. So I'm watching her, he watching my back. So it was Skinny. He came over and I'm like, man, you ain't nothing but a little punk. I thought, okay, I'll be that. Bet you won't put your hands on me. Like, man, don't get this game twisted. I said, okay, well, make a threat towards me, anything, so I can say one. He never did, but he went and told Tanya about I had took two of his girls, because two of his girls didn't want to be with him no more. They knew my girl didn't, they knew this other girl that I was protecting her. And she told them what the deal was. And they came to me and said, hey, will you protect us from these pimps? I said, yeah, them pimps ain't nothing but punks. They only put their hands on female. So I had them too. I think it was about 12 o'clock. No, it was about 11:30 at night.
Sent you a message on your telephone.
And they came to the club. Skinny was there, and I'm standing at the bar. And the girls came over. And they handed me the money. I was like, why y'all just didn't give me this when we get back to the place? Then I figured out they wanted Skinny to see them give me the money, because they was hoping that I'd do something to Skinny. Because see, the word started going around that I made Tyrone disappear. I said, you can't prove that. Why y'all be saying stuff like that? The man just didn't want to be around in Michigan no more. I guess it got too hot. But Skinny walked over and got ready to slap the girl. I pulled out my gun and said, go ahead. I'm going to take the top of your wig off. Look.
Hey there.
You ain't nothing but a little heart. You ain't nothing but a protector of girls that you trying to get with. I said, no, I ain't trying to get with none of these girls, because, hey, I got my girl. But I said, I bet you won't hit her. Go ahead. I'm still waiting on you to hit her. He stepped 2 steps back, and his boy was behind him. He was like, hey, man, you got my back? Boy said, yeah, I got your back. And I said, do you got my back? And then a voice came from behind both of them and said, yeah, I got him. They looked back and see my boy saying, what the? I said, yeah. Oh, there's some more of us in here too. Robert was in the pool room, but he really wasn't my boy yet. Because see, Robert was a car thief. But he really wasn't my boy at that time. But he didn't like Skinny. Only time he liked the Skinny was when Skinny was giving him money to not beat his butt. Because Robert was a bully. But he was like, and then as soon as Tanya came into the bar, 'cause she owned it, the place, he got a gun, Tanya. Man, you a snitch. He was like, Tanya told him, come in, baby. Because those two was doing it even though she was married. But that hit the fan, and he left the girls alone. Several other girls wanted to come to me. Next thing I know, everybody talking about little Boone the pimp. Even my girlfriend was like, oh, I hear you pimping. You gotta stay. I ain't doing nothing. You know what I believe pimps do? That's all pimps do. They sell girl and they'll sell themselves. I don't get down
How
with
much
that.
money are these women paying you to protect them at that time? Do you remember?
How much? Well, they was giving me a little bit more than half whatever they made. But see, I wasn't spending it. I was basically putting their names on it and putting them in different bags. But yeah, Skinny had dipped out, went and told Tanya. Tanya came and told me, talking about we got to leave him alone. I said, ain't no problem. I'm only going to do that because of you, okay? But we left that situation alone. The girls, I got tired of doing this, so I told my friends, hey, I'm going to step away from this. But they said that they would look out for him a little bit longer. I called all the girls back to the apartment and gave them a bag. They were like, what's in the bag? I said, that's a surprise. They opened the bag and it was money. I said, that's all the money that y'all gave me.
Mm.
Why you didn't spend it or do it? I said, for what? That's y'all money you went out there and hustled on your back. I'm not in that for that. Yes, I took my 10%. That's it. For me protecting y'all out there. Even though I should have took a little bit more, but 10% was good. That's all I wanted. So I gave him the money and told him what the deal was, that I was stepping away because me and my girlfriend, we trying to make a family. So I started staying with my girlfriend. A couple of weeks later, the girls pulled up. I didn't see them when they pulled up, but they pulled up and they had a big white thing covered with a big bow on it. Like, what is y'all doing and what's under there? Well, I know there's a car under there, but what's it doing here? And why are y'all here?
Hey there. Somebody sent you a message on your telephone.
My girlfriend is going to get real mad at this. And my girlfriend stepped out to me, what's going on? They pulled the sheet off. I was like, Fleetwood Broham, Money Green, Gangsta White Wall, TV at oh man, this is beautiful. They said, here go the keys. We bought this for you. For all the stuff you did for us. I said, wait a minute, y'all took the money that I've been saving for y'all and went and bought a car? They said, yeah, but it didn't cost that much, you know. We basically stroked the dealer head. You know how we get down, Boone. I said, yeah, okay. But I appreciate it. They gave me the title and I built it out and they took it back to the dealer and the dealer built out the paperwork. Next thing I know, in the mail, it's my car. Now don't forget, now I was staying at the bus stop, but several months later, I had moved from there into the girl place. Now I moved from her place into my girl place. My girl said, hey, you want to go to this party with me? I said, I'm not used to partying or going out drinking because I never drank. I ain't that type of person. I want to keep my head together. I said, where's this place at? She's talking about, just right next door. I'm like, I'll go there with you. That night we go over there and the little dark-skinned girl come down the steps and I'm looking like, whoa, I seen her somewhere before. I'm trying to rack my brain about where I seen her at. So I don't say nothing and she looks at me and she don't say nothing, so I go sit down. about 10 minutes later, here come this other lady. She comes in and she took one look at me and said, Boone? Nobody never called me Boone, they called me Nate. So it was my sister Louise. I was like, Louise? She said, yeah, boy, you don't know me. I said, so how did you know me? I done grew a little mustache. I got my hair all fluffed up, you know. Hey, she said, you my brother. You my favorite brother. I know you anywhere. I was like, wait a minute, y'all live here? This is Etna's birthday. So we talked a little bit, and then she told me where my mama was still working at up on Jefferson and Boulevard up there at the restaurant. She always worked at for restaurants and schools. So I go up there. I'm thinking, well, my mama ain't seen me in like 8 years or better because they had me locked up in the home. So I go up there and I go in there and sit down. She walked past me, nodded, and kept walking. I said, my own mama don't know me. Man, she ain't seen me in so long.
That's crazy.
But then she came back with a plate of grilled cheese with the edge cut around off of it, but put to the side, and a chocolate shake. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't put no order in. She said, but you always eat that, Boone. I'm like, what you call me? I'm your mama. I called you Boone. So you knew who I was? She said, I just made your best food, didn't I? And that's how I met back up with my people. But after I met back with them, it's about ready to try to bring in some more money through drugs. So I hooked up with several people, and they wasn't nobody heck of a, but I started dealing heroin again. After I got the heroin, it was cool. My packs was called, it said, do to die. So I told people, you do that, you're gonna die. And most time I sold it over on Woodward and Mac. Cause see, once you cross Mac, it turned to Myrtle or whatever it has the street was. But on one side is Mac, the other side is Myrtle. And I ran both sides. And the young boys at that time, they was trying to come up and good at that time, but I knew, but the young boy was coming up, and I knew Butch from prison, so I was like, man, what you doing? He said, man, you know me, I'm putting it down. I said, me too. He said, man, I know. That's why I come to talk to you. I said, you come to talk to me? He said, yeah. You got second, third, and all these streets taking over, and my men said that you ain't trying to share, you ain't, and that you're not copping from us. I said, I ain't got to cop from you or no one else, man. What's the deal? Of course, I done already eased my hand back up inside my coat a little bit because I got my knife up there, and I always just shake it and slip right into my hand. I just pull the case off and go to work. And I hope I didn't have to go to work on Butch, because he was cool. We used to play chess inside the prison all the time. He beat me, I beat him, you know. It was a good thing going on. But I was moving that real nice and real good, but then, what was it? I got caught up and went to prison. This time they charged me with intent to sell. Intent to sell, I believe. I don't even remember what the heck the charge was, but I took a cop to it. No, I took a cop to that, go on in there and do this little time, be right back out. Ain't no problem.
How long did you do?
What, 3 years? About 3 years. I think it was 3 years, or they sent me to 3 to 15 for that and 2 for the gun. But you know, you do 2 flat for the gun, and the 3 to 15 or 3 to 10, that you do about a year and something, because you get your good time and all that. But I'm eligible to go to the halfway house a year before that. So basically when I finished the gun, I was going to the halfway house. I get to the halfway house, of course, and I tell the people, I don't think it's wise for y'all to put me on the west side. West side don't like me. They're like, we don't want to hear that crap. I said, okay. The word got back to me that some guy was going to ride through there and try to knock me off. They know that I wore that hat, so they were going to look for the hat because nobody knew what I really looked like. So I gave the guy my hat. I said, hey, man, you want this hat? You can have it. He go outside. I'm looking in the window because I know they're out there somewhere. Next thing I heard, I stepped back from the window, pulled my gun, put it to the side in case they decide to come out and run up and see is he dead. But they didn't. They kept on going down Clark. They took off from Clark and hit that freeway and they gone, you know. But the guy didn't die, but he got shot up. But he didn't die. And I was like, man, what the hell going on? I was like, damn, man, somebody don't like you. I don't know what the guy, man, they didn't say nothing. They just drove by and said, hey. I turned to look and he just blasted me. I said, Of course, two of the guys in there, they was going to work for me. John Stone, a tall white boy that became a real good friend of mine in the joint. Because inside the joint I was selling too. So I had him working for me in there, and that I had this Indian guy also working for me. They got out, and when they got out, I decided to put them to work. Johnston, I made him my driver. I had a little red candy apple limousine, and I let him drive me everywhere. And he also carried my wallet, which was a briefcase. That's where I carried my money at. But he was like, I can't remember the Indian guy's name for nothing. I've been trying to find out his name for many times. But anyway, me and him got together and we decided to see what was the deal was up in Muskegon. So I sent him up there to put it down. He did. But then, of course, afterward, he decided that he wanted to go on his own. I said, ain't no problem, man. I don't force people to stay with me. But if you gonna cop, dude, cop from me. He said, well, yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna cop from you, but I want this to be my own little clique. I said, okay, but remember now, if you get in trouble, you need my help, you got to pay. And we'll come and put in work. Because you, ain't nobody going to take you seriously. He told me, man, what you mean, man? I said, you ain't that tough-looking type of person. That's why I was always scared about you in the joint, because I believe that if you wasn't down with me, they would have turned you home. You got that long Indian hair. You just look pretty, boy. Even, I look like the little, Are you sure you a dude? But see, I don't roll that way. But I protect a lot of those guys that was in there about that booty bandits in there. But hey, when you're doing that much time, and some guy wasn't even doing that much, and they was still running around trying to get booty. I was like, man, y'all call it booty bandits. Y'all see a guy coming in off the bus, y'all be like, I got that one, man. I got that one. I'm like, man, those dude. Yeah, he's a pretty one. Like, he was a sick puppy. Guys getting off the bus, be talking about, ain't nobody got nothing. I said, shh, keep your mouth shut, Holmes. Because these guys come at you, they coming at you with 4 to 6 people. They going to spread you out while one back there talking about, here, I handle this. I'll be like, ain't nothing I could do, homie, unless you down with me. So at that time, I had my friend making hats saying down with the craft. So I was passing them out, and everybody that was down with me, people know not to mess with, because me and John and them will put in work on them. We don't care. We will not be disrespected. Most of the people in there, they all basically knew me. When they said, hey, man, where's Iceman at? You over there playing chess or this and that, because they know I ain't afraid to stab a guard or an inmate, take it to them to the heart. So that's why they called me Iceman. But it's mainly, it was just that I found my family. They was beautiful. Then I got hooked up through Skinny and them. They was set, but Skinny, that man lived a long time. After he died not too long after I got out in 2008. I said, that man lived a long time. Of course, he got skinnied in the mud, even though that was his pimp name or whatever, Skinny the Pimp. I was like, psh. I know he used to always borrow her car, which was a white Eldorado. And then he was trying to tell me that I could buy some stuff from him. And I told him, man, your stuff is stepped on. Your stuff ain't no good, period. That's why they coming to me, man. You done stepped on yours so bad that nobody even come to you unless they desperate and can't go nowhere else. But most of the murders came after people was trying to run off with my shit and they didn't want to pay me.